Russia said the crew of its Black Sea Fleet flagships were evacuated Thursday, and measures were being taken to tow the badly damaged ship back to port after an explosion of ammunition on board that Ukraine said was actually caused by a missile strike. The AP's Charles de Ledesma has more.
The governor of the Odessa region says Ukrainian forces struck the guided missile cruiser Moskva with 2 missiles and caused serious damage. Russia says as a result of a fire, the entire crew was evacuated. The cruiser typically has about 500 people on board. While confirming the ship was damaged, officials say it was not hit by Ukraine. Instead, ammunition on board had detonated as a result of a fire of as yet undetermined causes. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The CIA said Thursday U.S. spy agencies began collecting, quote, disturbing and detailed, end quote, intelligence last fall on a plan for a major new invasion of Ukraine by Russian President Vladimir Putin, who has stewed in grievance, ambition, and insecurity. This was the first public speech for CIA Director William Burns since taking the CIA helm last year. Burns also said that U.S. intelligence has been vital to Ukraine's fight against foreign forces. The White House Wednesday reinforced U.S. President Joe Biden's surprise statement the day before that Russian President Vladimir Putin may be committing genocide in Ukraine. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov rejected Biden's description as unacceptable, while French President Emmanuel Macron said Thursday that using the word genocide would amount to verbal escalation that would complicate his efforts to bring peace to Ukraine. The 62-year-old suspect in the New York City subway shooting is due in federal court today on a federal terrorism charge. AP correspondent Jackie Quinn reports.
Law enforcement sources now say suspect Frank James himself called a police tip line and told them they could find him at a nearby McDonald's restaurant. He had posted rants on social media about conditions in the city, including too many homeless people on the subway, and recently posted a message that he should have gotten a gun and just started shooting. Chief of Detectives James Essig says the suspect had a lengthy record.
Those include possession of burglary tools 4 times, criminal sex act, theft of service.
All 10 people wounded Tuesday are expected to survive. I'm Jackie Quinn.
Latest reports put the global number of COVID-19 cases at 502 million, including 6.19 million deaths. The World Health Organization says that's the lowest number of COVID-19 deaths recorded since the early days of the pandemic more than 2 years ago. However, the good news is tempered by reports of serious spikes in cases and increased hospitalizations in some countries. The WHO says a coordinated international response is needed to stop it from continuing to spread around the world. Lisa Schlein reports for VOA from Geneva.
WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus warns this is no time for people to let down their guard. He notes the COVID-19 Emergency Committee unanimously agreed this week that the pandemic remains a public health emergency of international concern.
WHO scientists continue to work with thousands of experts around the world to track and monitor the SARS-CoV-2 virus. This virus has over time become more transmissible, and it remains deadly, especially for the unprotected and unvaccinated that don't have access to health care and antivirals.
Tedros says the best protection against COVID-19 is to get vaccinated and boosted when recommended. He also urges continued mask wearing, especially in crowded indoor spaces. Lisa Schlein for VOA News, Geneva.
The United States State Department said Thursday it will sharply cut back on do-not-travel advisories for international destinations after public health officials announced a change in how they will assess COVID-19 concerns. Out of about 215 countries and territories that it rates, the department currently lists nearly 120 at Level 4 do not travel, including much of Europe, Japan, Israel, and Russia. And recapping our top story, Russia said the crew of its Black Sea Fleet flagship were evacuated Thursday.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.